What's up, guys? Welcome to the BFF Report. I'm your host, Mike B, aka Phony, and today we're going to be talking about Star Wars The Old Republic. Now, you notice the episode's a little bit late. It's because the NDA dropped today, and I'm actually not even here. I'm actually at Minecon. So hope Mike B in the future, I hope you're having a good time at Minecon right now, because I'm about to tell everybody about the Star Wars The Old Republic thing. Aren't you jelly? Alright, character creation. Now, since this is your first contact with the game, you would expect, the next generation of character design, especially after playing several games from a detail-oriented enterprise like BioWare. I thought that this would be a voyage home in terms of familiarity, but this is far from the final frontier of personalization in MMOs. Let me show you.
That's not fear I smell, is it?
First, there are 9 different playable humanoid species, so plenty of selection, and I'm not gonna bother much with detailing every tentacle or bionic exoskeleton accessory. We'll breeze over that while taking a gander at the body types, which I found to be the most interesting, to be honest. You see, male body types range from wimpy kid to 9 years on the force, which is great. I was quite happy with having the option to choosing just a regular dude or going full chunk. I mean, who doesn't want to make Bobby the fat gunslinging smuggler, right? So in my naivety, I thought that I'd get the same treatment on the female side. Well, they do have almost everything. We have need a triple cheeseburger, need a double cheeseburger, need a cheeseburger, and enjoys a cheeseburger. There are some height differences with the largest female frame, but I was hoping for more range. This is just pink to Beyonce, and I was hoping for more pink to Queen Latifah. But it's cool, it's cool. They already promised us same-sex companions already. I don't want to push these guys too far. Now that I'm in the game, let's go ahead and quickly take a look at the UI. Social tab, quest tracker, minimap with ping indicator, time and warzone selector, target info, your abilities, your info, and your companion's info. Good? Alright, good. Now let's talk about story. Actually, let's not talk about story because I don't want to ruin everything for you guys, and 2, well, BioWare doesn't want us to ruin everything for you guys, so that kind of leaves you with no other choice.
What do you think of my new loincloth?
Oh man, that's all you!
Thank you. Now let's go get some ice cream.
I can already tell I'm going to love doing this. Okay, but seriously, the story in this is obviously going to be the key point in making you want to come and play Star Wars Old Republic, unless you're just a huge Star Wars fan, in which case, the Star Wars part probably already got you. Now, if you've ever played any BioWare game ever, pretty much, you guys already know how that's going to work. You guys initiate a conversation, it goes into kind of a cinematic type scene, and you can select what you want to say using the mood wheel here, right, or the dialogue selector. And just like BioWare's previous games, the decisions you make in conversation, a lot of times they have some kind of resulting outcome, a consequence, if you will. Coupled with that, you also get light side or dark side points, and then coupled with that, you could also get companion points. So the conversations and the dialogues that you have and the things that you select, again, will also have consequence on other things outside of just, what's he going to say at the end of the conversation. Now let's go and talk about this light side, dark side thing, because I know a lot of you guys are like, wow, it's just like Renegade Paragon in Mass Effect, which it kind of is, except for in Mass Effect, you didn't have 2 playable factions. So here, you have the Empire and you have the Republic. The Empire, I think we all kind of agree, they're like the dicks of space. So you could be a nice dickhead on that side, right? So you're like a Sith Inquisitor, but you're like a nice Sith Inquisitor, so you don't kill everybody, you just kill like some people, right? Not a big deal. And on the Republic side, you could be like the biggest old Jedi known to man. So you could get dark side points, but still stay on the Republic side. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because the cuddly Vader and asshole Skywalker was really the only analogy I could think of. Now, on top of actually earning light side, dark side points, you actually go into these tiers, and in these tiers, you actually start to look a little bit different. So here's an example I found. I couldn't find anything in between, but this is courtesy of Reddit. Thank you, Reddit. This is a stage 1 to a stage 5. Now, again, if you played Mass Effect, you already know how this works, right? Your guy gets more and more evil looking, right? The more evil deeds you do, right? And by the end, he looks like the Terminator, and that's exactly what's happening here. To me, that's kind of cool, because you want consequence to the decisions that you make. You're okay, great, yeah, my stat sheet says I'm plus 1,000 dickhead. Wow, that does nothing for me. But if I look like plus 1,000 dickhead, that makes it worth making those decisions. Then there are companion points, and this is reputation or respect that you can gain or lose based off of dialogue decisions made when that specific companion is with you. For example, my dude here is all about fighting and eating people. Shocker, right? So if you make decisions that he favors, you will gain points with them. Be mindful, though, of how you communicate with your companion directly, because there's always a chance that you just, trying to be a nice girl can lead to your companion trying to break out of that friend zone. It's just like real life. And this guy, you might want to keep him in that friend zone. And lastly, we have social points, and this is a tiered reputation system that will unlock certain cosmetic items and abilities, as seen here with my fancy dress. Speaking of looks, companions don't change when you slap new gear on them. At least this guy doesn't anyways. I'm told, though, that later on you get these cosmetic sets you can put in a specific slot, and it changes the way your companions look. Which is great, because Butt Naked Meathead here could definitely do with something to stop whatever is going on here. Now let's talk about questing and starting zones. There are 4 total starting zones for the 8 available classes, and it's your class that determines what planet you start on, not your race. So Korriban, for example, is all warriors and inquisitors, and after you level out of this, you and the bounty hunters and imperial agents from Hutta get funneled into a hub area that looks kind of like this. By the way, I can't wait for the quest where I get to force a bitch slap the traitorous douchebag architect that is clearly leaking plans between factions. Man, what a jerk that guy is. Anyways, so you and your fellow players come from 2 different planets, and you get funneled again into Drummond for the next 6 levels. Yes, 2 starting planets per faction leads to 1 low mid-level planet per faction, but it's only for 6 levels. Then after that, both factions get funneled again into Balmora. Thankfully though, this is the last of the funneling, because now you get to follow this nice linear path from planet to planet all the way to the end game. So if you don't like, say, Tatooine, you're gonna have to either A, stick it out, or B, PvP your way through it, or I guess C, run flashpoints over and over again. Now I know it makes this all sound bad, right? No one likes the term linear, but this is linear on a high level progression scale, not linear in terms of questing on a planetary level. You see, you have your class quests that guide you through some of the content, and then you have side quests that send you off to do the usual kill 10 rats quests. But the difference here is that everything I did felt like it had more meaning. It starts with the voice dialogue, then it adds the ability to choose, and ends with the rewards and the consequences of how I handle the situation. The mission may end up with me getting 500 credits and a little XP no matter how I handle it, but the true payoff is how I handled making it happen. Did I come out like a boss and let a Jedi prisoner escape knowing it was a trap? Or did I come off soft by alerting him of the trap? Ultimately, it doesn't really matter because life will go on. The game doesn't end because I made a bad choice. I am forced to live with that choice and whatever consequences may have rippled out from it in the future. So suddenly, killing some mobs for some guy doesn't seem that bad, since I could then use what I've learned to manipulate the situation and narc on this guy's assistant who's trying to steal his work. Obviously this guy is pissed, he proceeds with punishing her, and gives me my credits. Either way I would have gotten credits, right? But I had the opportunity to give her what she wanted, but I chose not to, and this was just a side quest. Okay, I think I'm done with questing stuff finally. The last thing we're gonna talk about today is professions, and while I didn't really get around to building anything crazy, I definitely took advantage of the gathering quest, which functioned just like you would expect. We killed this robot guy, I took his parts, and then later on I got to build something. I also got to send out my companion for other profession-related stuff, like little expeditions, and it requires pretty much no work on my part. I have a list here, I select what I want him to go do, it tells me how long he's gonna be gone for, and then he comes back and I get credits, I get loots, I get profession points, I get all kinds of stuff. Now don't let this fool you into thinking that, suddenly your NPC companion is all kinds of independent, because they're totally not. They definitely need to be babysat sometimes. So dumb. Let's go. Alright, so today, like you saw, is just like the basics. Next week, we're going to be talking about either PvE or PvP. I can't quite decide which one, and I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do either one. There's no restrictions at this point for media popping the collar and stuff. So, I want to know what you guys think I should do first, PvE or PvP. Let me know in the comments below, or hit me up at Twitter, at AKMikeB, Facebook, AKMikeB, YouTube, aka Mike B, or zam.com/BFF report in the comments below. Alright, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.